Tired of eating broccoli and cauliflower the same old way? Or maybe you just want to get more of it into your diet. And have you also tried Indian food? Well, we're going to mesh those two worlds together today and make this broccoli cauliflower Indian curry. Let's make a curry. Okay, we're starting out here with our broccoli and cauliflower. You can use any type of vegetable that you want in this curry. I just happen to have broccoli and cauliflower. You just need 1 pound of it, whatever you use. And this recipe is very versatile. If you want to use meat in it, I've made this with turkey chops and chicken breast before as well. It goes really well with that. All I did was take the broccoli and cauliflower and I put it on my lined baking sheet with some aluminum foil. I tossed it with some salt and pepper and a little bit of olive oil. And I'm going to put this in my 425-degree oven and let it roast until it gets nice and golden. Alright, moving on. Alright, while the cauliflower and broccoli are in the oven, we're going to go ahead and chop up our vegetables that we're going to use in the curry. I have here some onion, ginger, garlic, and some bell pepper. We're just going to chop this up and saute it in our pot. Now, I took a little shortcut with the bell pepper. I got the frozen one, so those will need to be chopped up. But it tastes really good with fresh bell pepper as well. But, you know, sometimes you just take a little shortcut. Okay, our vegetables are all chopped. We're going to go ahead and add them to our pot and saute them until they become translucent. And then we're going to go ahead and season it up. Okay, our veggies are nice and sauteed now. We're going to go ahead and add our seasonings. Some curry powder, some turmeric, some cumin, some smoked paprika. Make sure it's smoked paprika. It makes a big difference. Some red pepper flakes, and a little bit of salt and pepper. Now that our veggies are nice and sauteed and nice and seasoned as well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a 13.5 ounce can of coconut milk. And looky, Trader Joe's. Surprise, surprise. Now when I normally make this, I usually use fresh tomatoes and fresh bell peppers. You already saw that I used some frozen bell peppers to start it off with. I'm also going to use a can of plum tomatoes. You can use crushed tomatoes, or you can use the whole tomatoes and then crush them up. You just need a 12 ounce, well, this is a 1 pound, 28 ounce can of tomatoes. I usually use about 2 cups of fresh tomatoes, but you can also use this 28 ounce can of the tomatoes and it does, you know, same job. Alright, we've added our tomatoes and our coconut milk. We're going to crank up the heat on this and we're going to let it simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then we're going to add our roasted veggies. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and make some quinoa to serve this on top of. Okay, to serve our curry over, we're going to make some quinoa. I have some tri-colored quinoa here. Quinoa is kind of like rice, if you can think about it like that, or couscous if you ever had a couscous before. All we need to do is just want to rinse this off first. You need to rinse quinoa before you cook it. And then we're going to add it to our pot, bring it to a boil, and it cooks pretty quick in about 15 minutes. And then it'll be ready around the time when the curry's done for us to put it on top. Alright guys, we're getting close to being done. Okay, our broccoli and cauliflower is nicely roasted. We're going to add it to our curry now. And let that simmer for like another about 10 to 15 minutes just so that it gets all incorporated. Alright, we've added our broccoli and cauliflower to our pot. Like I said, we're going to let it simmer for about 10 to 15 more minutes while the quinoa is finishing up. And we're going to do our last thing. We're going to warm up a piece of garlic naan bread to go with our meal. Alright, this is the garlic naan bread. If you've never heard of it before, naan bread is like an Indian bread. It has some Indian spices in it, like some coriander, some curry, and some garlic for this one. We're just going to warm this up in our air fryer for a few minutes just to get it nice and heated through, and we're going to eat this with our curry. This goes really good with curries. It goes really good with like some tandoori chicken, other Indian dishes. If you've never had Indian food before, definitely give it a try. It's delicious. Like the spices are very different from what you may be used to, and it's a very, very flavorful and good experience. So definitely give it a try. Curry's done. Let's make a plate. Add your quinoa. Add your curry with your side of naan bread. And of course, you know we weren't going to forget about the parsley, because the more parsley you add to something, the fancier you are. It's science. Look it up. And we're done. Yo, this smells amazing. Amazing, do you hear me? If you've never tried Indian food before, or if you're a little afraid of it, don't be. It's really, really good. It's not that hard to make, as you can see. And you should just give it a try. This is actually 100% vegan. So, you know, if you're vegan, you can try this. And if you're not vegan, you'll love it too because it's so flavorful. Let's just give it a try. It smells so good. Mmm. Mmm. So good. Naan bread, one of my favorites. Curry, one of my favorites. Give this a try, guys.